Hi friends, Shayla here. So I'm here to chat with you about 2021. So I wanted to talk about some things related to the channel and things like that and give you guys kind of some updates, some things that are coming back. You might have heard some of that in the video where I talked about 2020 as I reacted to the previous year, but let's go ahead and dive in. So let's start with collaborations. So I did a few of those this year. So Tell It Again, our book club about fairy tale retellings, will be back in 2021. We'll have the January title picked out here soon so you guys can figure out joining us and all those kinds of things. We might be doing another reread for the two of us this year. We're not 100% sure. We still have to finalize some things. Thirsty Thursday will be back. The Thirsty Thursday crew, we still love it. We're definitely going to keep it up. And we'll be announcing the Thirsty Thursday title for 2021, the first one, here soon so that you guys have enough time to get that read. Another thing I did later on in the year is the Love in the Night readathon. This is a paranormal romance centered readathon. This will be back in 2021. Me and the hosts have kept up our little group chat. We're all still really close, and I think we want to do it again. We'll hopefully have it spread out a little further from the other paranormal romance readathon that happened so that people aren't feeling too burned out on paranormal, that they have some time to break it up with some other reads. So that will be back as well. So those are things that are coming back that were collaborations and involve other people, and I'm very, very excited about it. Another thing that will be back next year is the Manga Love readathons. I usually do a round around Valentine's Day. I do one in the spring, and then I do one in the fall. And I do think I'm going to still do it those 3 times of the year. That tends to work really well for me. In the fall, we did a week-long version, so please let me know if that was too long or if that was a good amount, or if you'd rather just do like a weekend or just 24 hours. Manga peeps, let me know what's up. Down in the description, I will have a feedback form as well as a buddy read sign up because I want to do a lot more buddy reads in 2021. 2020, Lindsay and I basically were buddy reading constantly, and I loved that. It helped me slow down and think more about the books we were reading together to figure out how I truly felt about them. And Lindsay and I did feel differently on some of our reads, and others of them, our reading taste is very similar, so we're both just like, what are we reading? Why? And there were a few that we even like DNF'd together because we both weren't enjoying it and some things like that. So we're going to continue to do that, but I want to also buddy read with other people too. I want to have that kind of relationship with more people in the community. And I want to focus mostly with my buddy reads in the historical romance genre because I went historical romance crazy this last year. So historical romance is the thing that I own the most on my physical TBR that is unread. With that said, I really want to work on taking down my physical TBR. 2020 blew that up way bigger than I wanted it to, and so I would really like to focus a lot on that. So my Goodreads is always linked down below, and I have a shelf with all of my historical romances that I need to read on it. So if after looking through that list, if there's something you want to buddy read with me, please put it in the buddy read sign up. And then if there's like multiple people that want to buddy read the same thing, we can coordinate it to do it all together, things like that. And I'll be kind of spreading these out throughout the year. And so if it's something you want to prioritize and read quickly, please tell me so that I can put it higher on the priority list. So with that said, I am going to be changing up how I do some reviewing. I have a dedicated video for that. You've probably already seen it. So let's just get into some other specifics that you may want to know that are happening in 2021. One of them is more detailed reviewing. This is just one of the ones I'm currently reading and working on, and that's just some of the notes for it, and that's the first day's worth of buddy reads. That's a current buddy read with Crystal over at Crystal's Bookish Life. So anyways, so Goodreads goal. The number's kind of weird, but I promise I'll explain. So the number is 468. How I'm accomplishing this is 156 books, which is about 3 a week, and then 312 manga, which is about 6 a week. For me, this pace feels good and it feels achievable to me, especially considering When Lindsay and I do a buddy read, they last about a week. So that would be one buddy read a week, maybe an ebook and a physical book, or an ARC and something from my physical TBR, or a buddy read with someone else and something I'm reading for fun, or whatever. So 3 a week feels doable even if I'm slowing down, because I'm usually reading 2 to 3 things at a time. So I can take a week to read all of them, but I'm still slowing down and doing what I want to do, taking more detailed notes, things like that. Some specific things I want to work on. I want to finish the Wheel of Time series. I am currently on book 10. So I would love to finish that series up this year. That's my husband's favorite series ever. I've really been enjoying my time with it, and I really want to finish it. Another thing I really want to do is I really want to continue on in the Spellmonger series by Terry Mancour. It was originally an indie pub series. It's now been picked up by a small press, I believe. Actually, recently the author found my review and really enjoyed it, and I want to continue to do detailed reviews for that series because most people aren't talking about it, and it really is a brilliant series. It has sex magic in it, so it's definitely worth a read for my romance peeps. It's fun. It is mostly fantasy with a little bit of sex magic and a little bit of romance things in it. Like, it's very much like most fantasy where there's usually some sort of like C romantic plot. It's kind of in that realm, but maybe it's more of a B plot. Anyways, I digress. So the rereads, I am going to continue doing rereads in 2021. I really enjoyed that in 2020, and I am going to continue. So one of the things that y'all will be really excited that I'm rereading now that I've had some space from it is Sailor Moon. That's right, the Sailor Moon reread will be upon us in 2021. I have all of the Eternal editions now. I really hope I enjoy my reread. One thing, my husband and I have been watching Crystal, and I've been not as upset with Mamoru and his shenanigans. So I think maybe revisiting it, I'll be okay. I might have just been in a weird spot when I was reading it. I don't know. I got very like pinned in on him and how much I didn't like him, and that took down my enjoyment. So we'll see how I do in my reread. Another thing I want to reread this year is the Mistborn series, both eras that are currently out. So we have the original Final Empire era, and then we have the Wax and Wane era, as it's called, which are more like 1800s steampunk historical kind of things. It's been so long since I've read them that I just want to revisit them to make sure I still enjoy them as much as I did initially, because I think it's been 5 years since I read the original trilogy, and 4 since I've read, I think that's right. Now that I sit here and do the math, it's been a long time, so I think it's time to revisit those. Another thing I want to do is I want to continue my reread of the Lords of the Underworld series. This is a paranormal romance series that I really enjoy, and revisiting it, I still have really been enjoying them, so I want to continue to revisit the series. Another series I want to reread some novels in and get caught up in is the Carpathian series by Christine Feehan. I've read like the latter portion of this series and then the first like 16 books in this series, but there's a chunk in the middle that I missed. So I want to read the chunk in the middle, and I also want to revisit some of the more prominent couples, their stories, and some things like that. Okay, so another thing I want to do in 2021 is I want to buy less than what I read in a month. So if I'm only reading 12 books in a month, I want to buy less than 12 books that month. If I'm only reading, well, let's see, 6 times 4 is 24. If I'm reading 24 volumes of manga in a month, I want to buy less than 24 volumes in a month. I do want my physical TBR to go down. I tend to keep up with my manga TBR pretty well. That one's not overwhelming me. But the book one in particular is very overwhelming right now. So I don't want to bring in more physical books than what I'm reading. So I'm honestly starting to run out of space despite the vastness of this library. So I really need to like scale back on some things and go from there. So another thing I do want to do is I want to, like I kind of mentioned last year, I do want to spend more time with my other hobbies. That's another thing that I noticed is I got so caught up in the channel and the reading that my other hobbies suffered for it. So I do want to spend more time doing those. I'm currently working on knitting a blanket, which is fun. I want to explore watercolor a little more, maybe take some classes, some things like that. So I want to explore other parts of my creativity, not just my channel version. So that will be something that I'm spending my time on, which means you'll probably see fewer videos this year. That doesn't mean I'm going away. I'm still going to be uploading at least 3 times a week, but it got to a point where I was uploading almost every day other than on days I worked. And so I want to slow down that pace a bit. Another thing I do want to do is I want to totally redo my blog, relaunch it, and a lot of my detailed reviewing will go there. And so I'm not sure if weekly wrap-ups will still be a thing. I might go back to like a mid-month and end of month since I'll be making less videos, and then refer to Goodreads and then my blog if you want the really long detailed reviews, because I do plan on doing that. I mean, you saw those notes. That was for the first 8 chapters of a book. And, you know, so that's going to kind of be the movement of the channel, is we're going to get more detailed. We're going to get down to the nitty gritties and some things like that. And so I'm just going to be taking my time with my reads, because I feel like I've just been working at breakneck speed on my reading this year, and I want to explore other parts of myself. If you want to see it here on the channel, again, leave it down in the feedback form. Another thing I want to do is I want the quality of my videos to increase. So I don't necessarily just want to, how do I want to word this? I like the content that I create now, but I definitely want to increase that. I don't know if I need to like take some classes, get some different equipment. I'm going to be doing some research, but I do want the quality of the videos to improve. I want the quality of the way that I'm speaking to you to improve. Not necessarily going pretentious, but I want to include more details in a lot of what I'm talking about. And I always want my videos to look better. And I can always work on my appearance. Here I am with no makeup and a crazy top knot on the top of my head. I do want to work on my personal appearance for videos a little bit more, so that you guys don't think I'm just rolling out of bread and filming videos, because I can't lie, that happens sometimes. Another thing I want to start talking about a little more on the channel is anime. Anime is something that I'm really passionate about and that I watch a lot of, but I don't really talk about a lot on this channel. So when it comes to anime, there's a couple of different ways I can do this. I can do it here on the channel organically, or that can become part of channel memberships, which are going to be coming in the next couple weeks. I'm so excited to launch them for you guys. I've been working hard behind the scenes for the channel memberships. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited, and things are going to be fantastic. There's going to be a lot going on with that. So if you would rather see it on the channel all the time or as a member exclusive, then let me know. But things like cat shenanigans and bloopers and Steve interruptions, those are definitely moving to channel memberships because they are a little bit more personal. So those are going to move to channel memberships on like a weekly, not a weekly, like a monthly blooper shenanigan reel kind of thing. And that'll be available in the memberships. But that's part of increasing my quality here on the main channel, is a lot of those parts, unless they're just too funny for me to cut out, a lot of those like little things are going to end up shifting just to that reel for members. So if you like that part of my channel, then it might be worth becoming a member for you. I don't know, but channel memberships are coming, further details to come. And I think that's everything that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys as always for your support. The channel has more than doubled this year, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. This is amazing. This journey is so fun for me, and I've loved getting to know so many of you this year. I hope that we can continue to grow and get to know one another in 2021, and I will see you guys tomorrow.